In Another Country by Ernest Hemingway. Where do we even begin with this tale? It's like a behind-the-scenes look at what happens when war heroes have to deal with real-life issues, like figuring out how to operate bizarre gym equipment that looks more like medieval torture devices. Imagine our main guy, Nick, who's basically turning the pedals on a steampunk version of a stationary bike, thinking, is this really gonna fix my busted knee? Let's not forget his buddy, the Italian major, who's getting his own version of a workout trying to make his hand remember it's not just for decoration after an industrial accident. Talk about a tough crowd. Our setting is a hospital in Italy during WWI, where the bravado of war medals and heroic tales should be the order of the day, right? Wrong. Instead, we've got 4 Italian soldiers bragging about their bling. Think of them as the early 20th century version of guys flexing on Instagram. But not our major. He's the strong, silent type. Think Clint Eastwood, but with more medals and less talking. And just when you think he's the mysterious warrior poet, he drops a bombshell. His young wife just died. Talk about going from war hero to heartbreak hotel in 0 to 60. Now, onto our analysis, sprinkled with a bit of humor because, honestly, Hemingway's stories can be as dense as a fruitcake, and everyone needs a little sugar to make that easier to digest. This story isn't just about a bunch of guys in a hospital trying not to get bored out of their minds. It's a deeper dive into the psychology of war heroes outside the battlefield. They're trying to navigate their personal weirs, like dealing with injuries that a couple of aspirins won't fix and the kind of loss that's too deep for words. The Major's character is a fascinating study in contrasts. He's this highly decorated fencer-turned-war hero who doesn't talk about his medals because, let's face it, true class is silent. He's the embodiment of Hemingway's code hero concept. Think of him as the guy who's seen it all, done it all, but keeps his cool. He's not impressed by the miracle-promising machines that look like they belong in a sci-fi novel, and he's not afraid to throw shade at the doctors, which honestly adds a bit of humor to an otherwise somber narrative. When we meet Nick Adams, he's essentially a rookie in the Major's league of life. He's trying to figure things out, like why he's not as jazzed about his medals or why the Major insists on correcting his Italian grammar. Let's just say, grammar lessons weren't what he expected to get out of this whole war experience. But here's the thing. Nick is like a sponge, soaking up the Major's life lessons on discipline, love, loss, and the absurdity of existence itself. It's like Hemingway is giving us a crash course in growing up, wrapped in a bandage and served with a side of existential dread. In Another Country isn't just a story about soldiers. It's a reflection on the human condition, on the battles we fight when the war is over. The internal wars, the personal losses, and the quest for healing, both physical and emotional. And as always, if you liked this Bookly Crash Course video, please take a moment to smash that like button and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much. This content wouldn't be possible without the support of viewers like you.